you kind of know what sort of day it's going to be when the horsemen of death are camping outside your window. We've been trying to reach you about your horse's extended warranty. Don't tread in my crops, you bollock. Well, hello there everyone, and welcome to yet another episode here on the Shamblecraft server. We have reached the 4th episode, and you join me here at the ever-changing spawn of the server. As you can tell, spawn is rapidly evolving, even though it's been a mere 12 days, so less than 2 weeks. This is being recorded on the 30th. It's been less than 2 weeks since the server went live. But despite that, as you can tell, people are really enjoying this. Huh? People are really enjoying this place? Huh? The heck is this? Headhunters. Oh, you absolute muppets. I like. Dang it. I mean, of course Vin is going to be tied to something like that. Anyway, we are here at spawn, not because I wanted to show you my massive head, but because several of the peeps on the server, including Johnny, as one of the key people, have been working on this. Now, this is, of course, not finished, but this is going to be a post office. You can see here that Johnny and Newt, I think Johnny and Newt are actually the two people mostly behind this, have started building this post office, which will feature some sort of automatic item delivery and that sort of thing. And so here we have Mick and Rose. Hello, both of you. And I think, silly me. And yeah, you can see this is basically just materials. But that also does show that Johnny is the one building here. So here we have a staff block. So eventually we're going to have to place our name on one of those. But just wanted to showcase this because I think it is a particularly cool project. And also, last season, I was the one making the post office along with Sammy. So it's very nice to see that people like the post office idea and is taking it that one step further this season. Also, we got more and more things popping up on the community notice boards. You have some shops that are popping up. And yeah, most of them have been pop-up shops, these little tiny things here, that will gradually be moving away as we sort of want the sort of main area here to not be too many shops, but more community stuff. Speaking of, our enchanting hut has become a very popular place to sit. As you can see, lots of people have been donating lapis, so thank you very much for that. And the anvils are still going steady. What I do like is that we now have an ender chest, meaning that if you have an ender chest with your stuff in, you can now just use that directly at the enchanting hut. So thank you to whoever donated that. But yeah, we are not here just to hang around at spawn. We have some projects to attend to. And first of all, I want to head back to a project that I was actually planning on doing for the previous episode, but that I ended up sort of pushing aside to do some other things. But yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to head into the Nether and we're going to have a little chat with past Phali in a pre-recorded clip about what is going to be the first project for this episode. And I actually think one of the first projects we should be taking a look at is this. Don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me. Because as you can probably tell, if I can eat without dying, the Nether is dangerous because of sods like that guy, but also the ghasts. There are so many things in this Nether that wants to kill us. No. Don't murder me, please. Ow. There are so many things in the Nether that wants to murder us, and we are technically on the wrong axis. We are supposed to be on the east axis because, as you can tell, we are much shorter from the distance to 0 is much closer going that way than going that way. So we should be on the east axis, which would also mean that our sort of branch out tunnel would be a lot shorter than it is right now, because right now we have a very long tunnel that way before we sort of connect to the south axis. And I mean, if we go through here, you will see that, well, right now we have this sort of community area here that connects all of us. This is sort of where we have the iron farm, this is where we have our animals, this is where we have our starter house. But we do know that, for instance, I do know that Kay wants to head over there, and I know that NJ has also been thinking about going this way and doing some projects, and me and Sammy have actually found a location down here that I'm going to get back to you on later in this episode, which means that if I open the map, we are all sort of situated within this general area, which is, as you can tell, this is spawn. We should be on the east axis. So for those of you who don't know how this axis, when I'm saying axis, well, maybe some of you are thinking, well, what does that mean? Basically, what we've been doing on Shamblecraft, as a lot of other servers, is we've been using an axis system for our Nether tunnels, which basically means that starting at 0, 0, you have 4 main tunnels going west, east, north, and south. And these tunnels are often, you know, wider, bigger, with ice paths and everything. And then from that, you make tunnels branching out. And it's always logical to connect to the axis that will give you the shortest branch out tunnel. So for us, you can see that the east tunnel would be much closer to us than the south tunnel that we're on right now. So sooner or later, we're probably going to have to make some sort of communal nether hub in the nether, where we have my portal, well, me and Sammy's portal, and NJ's portal, and Kay's portal, and everything. And I am thinking a good place to start, nearly fell in the death hole, would be to maybe get started on getting some sort of nether mini hub sorted, where we can all sort of connect our own portals, because that would mean that once NJ and Kay and me and Sam and everyone sort of start branching out and making our own little main bases, which are going to be close to the community base, then we can have all of our portals within a small space rather than having to look for them. So yeah, so I think that is going to be a good idea for today, and also we should see if we can get our gear enchanted. But yeah, I think that is a good plan. So why don't we get cracking with some of the projects that we have lined up for this episode. And we are going to be jumping straight into the action here in the Nether. And as you can see by comparing now and the previous clip, a couple of days have passed. And you join me now in what is the temporary Nether hub. So it is, as you can see, it's still quite basic. However, there is a lot of stuff happening, and yeah, it is moving along. And of course, this here is a temporary Nether tunnel setup. We are using the color codes from season 1, but well, as you can see from the different tunnels, not all of it has been finished. Like, for instance, the north tunnel is the one that where probably the least work has been done. However, we are going to be using the eastern tunnel, as I explained, because that is the shortest distance. So the big question now is, if we run along here, because I can't be bothered to use a boat, we should be able to sort of use the map and figure out somewhat where we want to be. So looking through here, that is not it. I think it is our tunnel that is barely visible on the map there. I think we are just around here. It doesn't look like this will lead us all the way through, but that there is our tunnel. So there you have it. That is our portal right there. So if we want to use this as a guideline and just flip this around, that means that we need to be looking at, I mean, if we don't want to interfere with that one more than we have to. But this is of course just like a temporary tunnel next to another tunnel, so I'm not going to be overly worried about it. But what we are going to be doing then, we are going to be digging a new tunnel that is going to be going straight through here at 170, and that is where we're going to be putting our new nether tunnel with some sort of temporary-ish functioning design. That means that we can get from A to B somewhat safer than we've been doing so far. But yeah, with that out of the way, why don't we grab our pickaxes and we can get cracking on making a new nether tunnel. Well, okay then, so having successfully dug out the tunnel, we have now made a pit stop back at our base. And the reason for that, if I do F5, you will see that we are now covered in diamond armor. The diamond armor that we were gifted by Johnny. And the reason we're going back here is because we're going to take the armor and some of our spoils from the mining session last week, and we are going to be making ourselves some diamond tools, because if we want to go and get ice, we are going to be needing a pickaxe. So I was thinking what I'm going to do, I want to make 2 pickaxes, and I actually want to take one of them, if I can find it, there we go. I want to turn one of them into a netherite pick, because we were, in addition to being gifted the diamond armor by Johnny, we were also gifted a netherite ingot for Christmas by Mickness. So thank you, Mickness, for that. Now, the big question now is, what do we have enough experience for? So we can get efficiency. Can we also afford mending? We can't. We also don't have unbreaking, so we are going to be needing to get those. Because, I mean, if we... Just dawned on me, if we'd had half a brain, we would have pre-enchanted that one. But what we're going to do, we are going to see if we can get some more levels. Now we do have an efficiency 5 pickaxe, which is going to be helpful. But we do need more. I think what we're actually going to do, we're going to bring the diamonds, because, let's be fair, we have keep inventory. So we should be safe anyway. Maybe not all of them. I don't know. I just feel like I don't want to take too much of a risk. So we are going to use those, and we're going to see if we can get ourselves some experience so we can fully enchant our picks. And the reason, if I had half a brain, I would have put Silk Touch on that. We might actually have enough for the Silk Touch. Let's try it with the anvil over here, since we've already started. What we're going to do, actually, we are going to make 2 anvils that we are going to be keeping on our person, just in case. And we're going to leave some of the other stuff that we don't really need And we're going to bring the anvil so that when we go into the nether and we start working and getting our levels, we can just plop the anvils down and we can do the enchanting. But for now, we need to just get enough experience that we can get Silk Touch, because I wasn't smart enough to put that on first, being the bellend that I am. And once we have the experience to do that, we are going to go and get some ice for our tunnel. And with some duels with a hoglin and his friends off screen, we managed to get to 7 levels, and I now have what I need, which means that we've now, as you can see from this glowstone, put Silk Touch on our efficiency 5 pickaxe. So we're also going to pick up some glowstone, because we also need that for our design. And once we've taken care of that, we are going to be heading over to the famed mining dimension. I think we have 37. That might be enough, actually. Right, with that taken care of, let's head back to spawn and get into the mining dimension, where we are going to be getting some ice. Well, okay then, with that taken care of, all that really remains now is to light the flipped portal, and we should be in business. So there we go, that should hopefully now work. Let's test it. And we are experiencing some lag issues. Still experiencing some lag issues. Looks promising based on the map, and there we are. Okay, so the portal works. Let's make sure it works the other way too. Let's see. Hello, Sammy. Let's see if this takes as long as it did going one way. And it works. Neat. Portals are synced. So that is great. That means we now have a new portal. So what we're going to do then, we're going to put a sign right here saying NJK, Sammy and Phali's. Actually, I need to amend this. Phali and Asri, because Asriana has joined our little band of miners and crafters, and then jump back here. And we add a sign here that says K, NJ, Sammy, Phali, and Asri going in here. And there's ghasts above us, but hopefully not here. But there we have it. We now have a swish, nice little nether tunnel, which is going to be... It's going to be nice to be able to go from A to B without dying. So That is going to be neat. So that is one project taken care of. All that remains now is to take all of this here. But yeah, that is pretty much it. We can leave the crafting table as well. We still have the sparkly death road heading this way, but we now also have this magnificent little nether tunnel here that is making sure that we can now get to spawn in a safe way. So yeah, that is one project done. Now let's get started on the next one. Well, okay then, viewers. So as you can probably tell from the sparkliness of our gear, except for the leggings, we have been souping up our gear a bit. So what we've been doing after we finished working in the nether, I went about mining for a bit, especially for quartz, and I also did some killing around here and there to bring up my levels. And combining that with the books that I got from Sammy, thank you once again, Sammy, we have now managed to get a decent sword from the enchanting table. We have 2 pretty good picks where I sort of prioritized getting the efficiency 5. And we have a decent efficiency 4 unbreaking axe and efficiency unbreaking shovel. Only efficiency 4 on those, however. And we do have 1 mending book to spare, but I don't really know where to use that yet. And for the gear, we've managed to get at least aqua affinity and feather falling, and some basically miscellaneous enchants here and there, basically whatever we had the levels for at the end, which means that we are now pretty well set. And the next thing I want to take care of is that one thing that is popping up here and there now, but that we don't have yet, is ender chests. And for that you need obsidian and you need eyes of ender, as most of you know. And looking at the chat here, you will see that me and Mick have made a little deal that I am going to be getting some blue eyes for Mickness in return for some eyes of ender, so that I can make ender chests. I'm thinking at least 1 for my base, 1 for the community base, and I'll see what I have left over. But in order to get starting on this, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be taking our brand new Silk Touch pickaxe over to the mining dimension and getting some ice. And I figured I haven't really shown off the mining dimension yet, so this was a good opportunity to do that. So the mining dimension is quite simple. You will find this sort of portal here that looks just like a 4 should be good for now, but if you can spare 8, I can get 2 stacks. Whoops. So basically what looks like just a column here really does hide a little secret, and that is when you walk into it, you get warped to this world here. And this here is the mining dimension, and as you can probably tell from the minimap in the top left corner, this is not like just any other dimension. What this is a generated world that has a checkered pattern of all the biomes that we sort of have a tendency to run out of. So ice spikes, desert, gravel hills, and mesa, meaning that people can, as you can see that a lot of people already have done, people can get gravel, people can get ice, and people can get like the various things that can easily be a bit of an issue to get when you're on a normal world, because you will sort of run out of it pretty quickly. And also, if you start sort of demolishing the deserts around the world, you very quickly end up with a world that doesn't really look that pretty. So as we did for Season 1, we have a mining dimension, and you enter it through the diorite portal at spawn. That will take you here. If we press M here, you will see there is a checkerboard pattern like this. I think each of these is about... I seem to recall that they're about 150 across, I think. 127 to... it looks like it's 125 across. But yeah, so this is basically... Well, yeah, that's basically what it is. It's a mining dimension. So if you need sand, if you need gravel, if you need ice, you can go here and you will be able to get what you need quite easily and without destroying any biomes in the world, meaning that the overworld can be kept sort of looking good for people who want to build. Because it is a shame if people are looking for like a desert to build in and all the deserts have basically been completely demolished by people looking for sand. So this is the mining dimension, quickly shown off. What I'm going to do now, I am going to keep picking away at this ice so we can get 2 stacks of blue ice for Mykonos and get Ice of Ender. Well, okay then, so after gathering some obsidian, we had enough to make a total of 5 ender chests. So we are going to be leaving one there and we are going to be heading back to our little slice of the world over here. And when we get over here, I actually want to show you a little thing that me and Sammy did off camera. So as you might remember from a previous episode, I think it was last episode I showed you. Ooh, if I can back this up, there you go. Sammy has her little sort of overworld base thing over here, while I have been working over on this side. And we thought, well, wouldn't it be nice if we had a safe way to walk between the two? So yesterday, me and Sammy were in a little planning call, because sadly we are on very different time zones, meaning we rarely have time to actually play together. And I'm actually going to put those, I have one on me, and I'm going to put the other 2 in there. So we were on a planning call, and we were sort of just discussing, like, oh, it would be nice if we had a path between the two of us. And we just sort of quickly and haphazardly put this together. A nice little path with some light fixtures that makes it possible to walk from my part of the overworld base to Sammy's part of the overworld base quite simply. And these, of course, are the doors that will take you into Sammy's area. So yeah, just a nice little upgrade that we did. I didn't record anything for it. It was just something we were tinkering with while we were chatting. But yeah, nice little upgrade that also helps with the look of the place. But yeah, that is the Nether tunnel taken care of. I mean, one thing that we do need to do, we need to connect this place to the Nether, and that is going to be something that we do in the next episode, because I want to make a little area down there where we put the portal. And that is also pretty much what we're going to be focusing on for the next episode, is now that we have more of the community upgrades done, like the Nether tunnel. I was going to do some more things as well, but apparently the others have control on those things, so I'm going to stay out of their way. And I am going to focus on my own area here instead. And next on that list is starting on the sort of almost like the receiving area, the lobby area, when you enter the base from here. But, oh, that was not intentional, but okay. Hey, why don't we end it down here? That's fine. So with that taken care of, this is where we're going to be working in the next episode, actually. And you can see how much darker it is now that we've covered it up there. But it does make for a fairly cool entrance. I just need to do some more work down here to make this place look good. And while I'm down here, another nice thing that has been at least partially completed, well, completed as far as we wanted it for now, Sammy has been working in her streams in getting the 2 spawners that we have. We have a skeleton spawner here, and we have a zombie spawner over there, cleared out and put in tinted glass. So what we're going to be doing with these 2, we're going to be funneling them down to a killing area down here, where hopefully we are going to be able to make a little storage system that captures all the mob drops. Unfortunately, they are too far away from each other, so that you can't activate both at the same time. You might be able to activate both of them if you have one person standing up here activating them. But what we're probably going to be doing, we're probably going to be doing 2 separate farms with a shared sorting system. But yeah, as I said, that is something we're going to have to get back to in the next episode, because that, ladies and gentlemen, is all I have time for today. Thank you very, very much once again for your continued support on the Shamblecraft series. And what I didn't mention last time, make sure you go to the video description and check out the links to all the other creators on the Shamblecraft server, including the creators that I'm currently collaborating with, NJ, Sami and Kay, but also all the other amazing creators. I did record a bit recently with Newt, so make sure you check out Newt's video. That is going to cover some of the history of Shamblecraft, and also make sure you catch up on the video series made by Andrew, Jessica, and all the other creators, and I hope I didn't forget anyone there. But yeah, that is going to be it for me for now. If you like what you see, feel free to like the video, subscribe, share it with a friend, and also make sure you subscribe to the other Shamblecraft creators. Links are in the description. But that is going to be it for me for now. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye.